comments below. Moving on. So this is a story that I think is quite fun and quite interesting, but it's all to do with Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man. Yes, there's been a lot of Spider-Man news. I'm sorry, but it's just one of those things. People are writing a lot about it. And it's being rumoured that Sony Pictures are considering making a Tobey Maguire standalone movie. And this comes from a guy called Daniel Ritchman, who is a kind of serial scooper. He has a Patreon page, and he releases a lot of the supposed scoops. And this one is another one of those ones that again, it's a rumour, so take it with a big pinch of salt. But according to him, Sony are thinking of making a standalone Spider-Man movie starring Tobey Maguire. And this Spider-Man movie would be kind of similar to, is kind of what the Joker was for the DC Comics movies, in the sense that it's not tied to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like this Spider-Man movie wouldn't be tied to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the same sense that that Joker wasn't tied to the DCEU. And I think that's really interesting, because it would allow Sony Pictures to really explore the character a bit more and not be kind of, I suppose, I mean, these new Marvel Spider-Man movies have been great. They've been really, really good. I've loved them, but there has been kind of a lack of, I don't know, there was something else that was really quite special with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and they could explore maybe some darker themes, but no one wants to see a depressing Spider-Man movie. This isn't like, they're not thinking of making a dark Spider-Man movie in the same vein as Joker. No, all they want is to be able to explore different things and not be tied down by the MCU and have to have everything connected and just making sure that everything's okay with Marvel, because this movie would technically be set in another universe, in another Earth, let's say, in the multiverse. So they could kind of do what they want. It's like a blank page for them. And I think it's a really good idea to start doing things like this that are a bit outside of the MCU, maybe explore other areas. There's also rumors that Marvel is going to let Sony make their R-rated movies. So there's scope here for something really interesting that doesn't have to be completely tied into the MCU. They are kind of doing this already with the Venom movies and Morbius, but those movies still are connected to the MCU to a certain extent. They're still in that same universe, and there's still only so much they can really do. So I think it's really interesting. It's a rumor. Again, it is a rumor. It's not fact. It hasn't been reported by the trades, the main trades, Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, Deadline. So who knows? But I really like the idea. Do you guys like the idea? Would you like to see a standalone Spider-Man movie starring Tobey Maguire? We already know Tobey Maguire's coming back. Supposedly coming back in Spider-Man 3. I've been told that it's actually later, but, we'll let that one just stay there, whether it will happen or not. I'm quite excited either way. But do you think it's a good idea? Let me know in the comments below.